But we have to be honest with ourselves too. We can't pretend that everything is fine when it's not. The rest of the evening passed more smoothly, with everyone making a conscious effort to be more open and understanding. The tension that had hung over them began to ease, replaced by a tentative sense of hope. There were still unresolved feelings and difficult conversations to be had, but for the first time in a long while, it felt like they were moving in the right direction. As the evening wound down and Chika and Chisom prepared to leave, Chijioke pulled his brother aside. "Chisom," he said quietly, "I want you to know that I do believe we can get through this. It's just going to take time." Chisom nodded, his expression serious. "I know, brother, and I am willing to wait, whatever it takes. I want to fix what's been broken." Chijioke offered a small but genuine smile. "We'll get there together." When Chika and Chisom left, Ezine and Chijioke stood on the porch, watching them drive away. The night was calm, the stars twinkling above them like tiny beacons of hope. "Do you think things will really get better?" Ezine asked, leaning against Chijioke's shoulder. Chijioke wrapped an arm around her, pulling her close. "I think they will," he replied softly, "but it's going to take work. We all have to be willing to put in the effort." Ezine nodded, feeling a sense of quiet determination. "We will. We will make it through this, Chijioke. Our family is worth fighting for." Chijioke kissed the top of her head, his heart swelling with love for the woman who had stood by him through everything. "Yes, Ezine, we'll make it through together." As they stood there, holding each other under the starry sky, they both knew that the road ahead would be challenging. But for the first time in a long time, they also knew that they weren't facing it alone, and that, more than anything, gave them the strength to keep going. The days that followed brought a cautious sense of peace to both households. Ezine and Chijioke focused on strengthening their bond, taking small steps each day to rebuild what had been strained. They spent more time together, engaging in deep conversations that allowed them to reconnect emotionally. Ezine felt her love for Chijioke grew stronger, and she could see the same in his eyes. Chisom and Chika too were finding their way back to each other. Chisom was more attentive, making an effort to show Chika how much she meant to him. They spent long evenings talking about their dreams and fears, slowly rebuilding the trust that had been damaged. Chika could sense a change in Chisom. He seemed more determined to make their marriage work, and she felt a renewed sense of hope. However, beneath the surface of this newfound calm, there was still a lingering unease. The conflict between Chijioke and Chisom, though addressed, had not been fully resolved. The brothers were civil and even friendly at times, but there was a noticeable distance between them, as if they were both afraid of reopening old wounds. One afternoon, as Ezine was tidying up the house, she came across a photo album tucked away in a drawer. She sat down on the couch and opened it, smiling as she flipped through the pages. The album was filled with pictures from happier times, family gatherings, celebrations, and moments of joy. There was a particular photo that caught her attention, a picture of Chijioke and Chisom, arms around each other, grinning widely at the camera. They looked so happy, so united. Ezinne felt a pang in her heart as she realized how far they had drifted from those days. She knew that if they didn't find a way to truly heal, the rift between the brothers could deepen, affecting not just them, but their entire family. So that evening, as she and Chijoke sat down for dinner, Ezinne decided to broach the subject. Chijoke, she began, her tone gentle. I was looking through some old photos today and it got me thinking. You and Chisom were so close before all of this happened. I miss seeing you both like that. Chijoke looked up from his plate, his expression thoughtful. I miss it too, isn't it? But things have changed. It's not as simple as just going back to the way things were. I know, Ezinne said softly, but maybe it's not about going back. Maybe it's about finding a new way forward. You've both apologized and you've started to rebuild trust, but there's still something holding you back. I can see it and I know you can feel it too. Chijioke sighed, setting his fork down. You are right. There's still a part of me that feels hurt, betrayed even. I want to move on, but it's hard to forget what happened. Ezinne reached across the table and took his hand. Healing takes time, Chijioke, but holding on to that hurt will only keep you both from moving forward. Maybe it's time for you and Chisom to really talk, to get everything out in the open. Chijioke nodded slowly, considering her words. Maybe you are right. It's just, I don't know if I am ready to have that conversation. You don't have to rush, Ezinne assured him. But when you're ready, I think it could be the key to truly mending things between you two. Chijioke squeezed her hand, grateful for her support. I'll think about it, Ezinne. I know I need to do something. I just don't want to make things worse. Meanwhile, across town, Chisom was having a similar conversation with Chika. They were sitting on their front porch watching the sunset when Chisom finally spoke up. Chika, I've been thinking a lot about what happened, he said, his voice heavy with emotion. About everything that's come between me and Chijioke. I thought that apologizing would be enough, but I can tell that things aren't really better. We are still not the way we used to be. Chika nodded, her eyes full of understanding. I've noticed that too, Chisom. You've both been trying, but there's still a distance between you two. Maybe it's because there's more you need to say, things that haven't been fully addressed. Chisom sighed deeply. I think you're right, but I don't know how to start that conversation. I don't want to make things worse. Sometimes, the only way to truly heal is to face the pain head on, Chika said gently. It won't be easy, but I believe that if you and Chijioke can be completely honest with each other, you can find a way to move forward. Chisom looked out at the fading lights, his mind racing. He knew that Chika was right, just as Ezinne had been when she spoke to Chijioke. The path to healing wasn't through avoidance, but through confrontation, through facing the pain, the jealousy, and the betrayal that had driven a wedge between them. The next day, Chisom made a decision. He called Chijioke and asked if they could meet. There was a pause on the other end of the line, and Chisom's heart pounded in his chest as he waited for his brother's response. All right, Chijioke finally said, his voice guarded. Let's meet at the old spot by the river. It's been a while since we've been there. Chisom agreed, feeling a mix of apprehension and relief. The river bank was a place where they used to go as kids, a place that held many memories of their bonds as brothers. It seemed fitting that they would return there to try and mend what had been broken. That evening, as the sun dipped low in the sky, Chijioke and Chisom stood by the river, the sound of the water rushing over the rocks filling the silence between them. For a long moment, neither of them spoke, each lost in their own thoughts. Finally, Chisom broke the silence. "I miss this place," he said quietly. "We used to come here all the time, remember?" Chijioke nodded, a small smile tugging at the corners of his mouth. "Yeah, I remember. We used to talk about everything here. It was like our own little world." Chisom looked at his brother, his heart heavy. "Chijioke, I am really sorry. Not just for what I said or did, but for everything. I let my feelings get in the way, and I know I hurt you. I've been carrying a lot of anger and jealousy, and it's eating away at me. But I don't want to lose you, brother. I can't." Chijioke turned to face him, his eyes filled with a mix of emotions. "Chisom, I've been hurt too. I felt like I lost you, like we weren't brothers anymore. But I don't want to lose you either. We've been through too much together." The two stood in silence for a moment, the weight of their words hanging in the air. Then Chijioke took a deep breath and spoke again. "Maybe we've been trying too hard to go back to the way things were," he said slowly. "Maybe we need to accept that things have changed and find a new way forward. It's not going to be easy, but I think we can do it if we are both willing to try." Chisom nodded, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. "I am willing, Chijioke. I want to fix this, to be brothers again. Whatever it takes, I am ready to put in the work." Chijioke reached out, placing a hand on Chisom's shoulder. "Then let's do it, Chisom. Let's figure this out together." As the two brothers stood there by the river, they felt a sense of relief wash over them. The journey to healing would be long and challenging, but for the first time in a long time, they were facing it together. And that, more than anything, gave them the strength to take the first step forward. In the weeks that followed, Chijioke and Chisom committed themselves to rebuilding their relationship. It wasn't easy. There were moments of tension, old wounds that reopened, and difficult conversations that tested their resolve. But through it all, they kept returning to the foundation of their bond, their shared history, their love for each other, and their commitment to family. Ezine and Chika supported them every step of the way. They encouraged the brothers to communicate openly and honestly, and they provided a safe space for those conversations to happen. As the four of them spent more time together, the awkwardness that had once defined their interactions began to fade. Slowly, a new sense of normalcy emerged, a fragile peace built on trust, understanding, and forgiveness. One evening, as they all sat together on the porch of Chijioke and Ezine's home, watching the sunset, Chijioke turned to his brother and spoke. "Chisom, I've been thinking a lot about everything we've been through," he said. "It's been a hard journey, but I am glad we've taken it together. I feel like we are finally starting to move forward, and I want you to know how much that means to me." Chisom nodded, his expression thoughtful. "I feel the same way, Chijioke. I've learned a lot through all of this, about myself, about you, and about what it means to be a family. I know we can't change the past, but we can choose how we move forward. Ezinne smiled, her heart swelling with pride for both of them. What matters is that you both made the choice to fight for your relationship. That takes courage. Chika added, and it's a reminder that no matter how difficult things get, there's always hope if you're willing to walk through the pain. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the world in a warm golden glow, the four of them sat in comfortable silence, each lost in their own thoughts. It was a peaceful moment, one that signaled the end of a long and painful chapter and the beginning of a new one. Over time, Chijioke and Chisom's relationship continued to heal. They found new ways to connect, embracing the changes that had come with their journey. There were still challenges, but they faced them together, knowing that their bond was stronger than the obstacles that had once threatened to tear them apart. Moral lessons. 1. The power of forgiveness. True healing begins with forgiveness, both of oneself and others. Holding on to anger and resentment only deepens wounds, while forgiveness opens the door to reconciliation and growth. The importance of communication. Honest and open communication is key to resolving conflicts. Avoiding difficult conversations may seem easier in the short term, but it only prolongs the pain. Facing issues head-on with love and understanding can pave the way for healing. 3. The value of family. Family relationships are precious and worth fighting for. While misunderstandings and conflicts are inevitable, the love and bond shared within a family can help overcome even the most challenging situations. 4. Embracing change. Life is constantly changing, and relationships evolve with it. Accepting change and finding new ways to connect can strengthen bonds rather than weaken them. 5. Resilience in relationships. Every relationship faces trials, but it's the commitment to working through those difficulties that defines its strength. True resilience comes from the willingness to learn, grow, and adapt together. As the families moved forward, they carried these lessons with them, not just as reminders of the past, but as guiding principles for their culture and future. The journey had been tough, but it had also brought them closer, teaching them the true meaning of love, forgiveness, and family. We have come to the end of the story. If you loved this video, please kindly share with your loved ones, leave us a comment on your opinion, and subscribe for another interesting video like this. Until I see you all on the next one. Bye for now.